Hey there, I'm Kathy with the Traveling Homesteader and Gyroscope Farm, and today I'm in my pantry area, my food storage area, and I'm just going to do a little bit of prepping of this dill. And I've gotten this really big batch of dill. It probably is a total of about, 3 feet tall for just over $5. So I happened to purchase this dill because I had smelled it at a local market, and I thought, ooh, dilled potatoes. And there happened to be some fresh red potatoes that I thought I'd purchase. And I went to find this dill, and it's this huge bunch. And so I thought, this bunch I can use it for a lot of different things. And so while I was at this market, I'd actually purchased some fresh red potatoes, some fresh green beans, this dill, along with some other things. And I thought, as I was going out, I'd actually gotten talking with this one couple who I met as I was going in. And she said, the woman said to me, "Oh, what are you making with all that dill? Are you doing pickles?" And I said, "Oh, that is a good idea, but I wasn't planning on it." She saw my green beans. She says, "Oh, are you making some dilly beans?" And I said, "Well, that's what I was thinking on, but I'd actually gotten the dill for making some dilled potatoes." And it's a rather simple recipe that my mom actually made moons ago, and we continue to make today. Simply boil your potatoes after dicing them up. Add butter and some fresh dill, mix it all up, and that's it. Plain and simple. And so I really felt like some of that kind of potato salad potatoes. And so what I decided to do today is show you how you can actually separate out this dill plant for multiple different things. For said items that we just talked about, dilled potatoes, dilly beans, and then how to actually save some of the seeds so that you could have seeds in the future. Now, I will warn you, if you haven't grown dill before, it's the easiest plant to grow in the garden. You cannot fail with dill. And it actually ends up being something that will come back year after year. It's what we call a volunteer plant. And so let's kind of show you how at least I prepare my dill. So just as we're kind of separating things out, this you can kind of see here is some of the frillies of the dill that are simply on the stem of the dill weeds, you might say, or the dill plant. And so you can kind of see how there's another little piece there. And every little piece helps when it comes to this as far as flavor. So you want to make sure that when you look over your stems, you can actually take this off. And so you're just going to take this little piece off and set it aside. Now, once you're all done taking off, separating things out, separating these parts from the seeds, kind of the heads, the pieces that stand out kind of the most are the heads with the seeds. Now, there's tons of these seeds. And I mean, if you even just took one of these heads, that's a great start to an herb garden with dill. But there's multiple on several of these stems. So, these little tiny heads, they're kind of cute. But then when we have these stems, something else that you can do, if you want to get really creative, you can actually use these stems for barbecuing on. So if you want to use them as skewers, or if you want to use them in punks, or at campouts, you can help keep bugs away with using rosemary and dill stems tied together as you throw it in the fire. It's a kind of a natural insect repellent. So here you can kind of see how I've separated out loosely my different parts of dill. Now this big old pile right here is actually not quite all of the ferny parts, you might say, of the dill. And this is the stuff that I'll use in my cooking for my dilled potatoes. Or if you like other things with dill in it, this is what I'm going to use for that. So I'm going to set that aside to let it kind of do its thing. Now I may use some of it fresh because it's available, but I'll let the rest of it dry, and all I'll have to do is go and let it crinkle up in my hand, right on a hard surface like this. But then there's this stuff. And so this is a little bit of a combination of the fine stuff that I'll just separate out. But then it's mostly these seeds like that. And part of the reason why that's kind of cool is because that is about, I'd say 15 to 20 plants right there, or one of those big stems. Now, that is better than a packet of seeds that you might buy from any given seed company. And look at all these seeds that have just fallen off. These are all seeds. And the honest kick in the pants is the price of seeds right now, depending on which company you get it from, will range in price from about, like if you get some at the dollar store, you can get them for $1.25. If you go to Territorial Seed Company, Gurney's, Burpees, Rare Seeds, they'll range in price from about $2 to about $5 a seed packet, depending on the seed. And you with dill, you would not get more than that pile for either $3 or $5. And what we've done is, with this big old pile of dill that I showed you, we're able to get meals plus hundreds of plants. You are going to be set for life with your own dill plants. You will not have to reseed these, like, ever. I might say that, you know how there's certain things that are like the gateway drug? This is your gateway plant. You cannot lose with dill. It's the simplest thing ever. Put it in the ground. It will come back year after year if you let it go to seed while it's still there. And then you can use it on tons of stuff, for pickles, for dilly beans, carrots. You can use it in fermenting. Actually, there's a really good dill bread that I haven't yet tried to make on my own, but I've had it, and it's a delicious bread. So I hope this little excursion into dill has helped you kind of see how you can plant it and actually get it from pretty much anybody. I happen to get it at a local farm store, like a farm stand store, for really rather little money, and there are so many different things that you can do. So for about $5.25, I have, or $5.25, $5.50, I've been able to get, I'd say at least 100 seeds to plant in the garden. I'd say I have enough dill for seasoning my plants easily through this winter, if not for a little bit longer. I have enough of the seed pods to put in for pickles and like dilly beans. Easily a dozen quart jars full of pickles and beans from this little batch that I have. And if you break that down into how much each item would cost, the $5 investment for the one bundle was, I think, certainly well worth the investment. And since now we kind of don't know, at least what I've seen in the news, we're kind of not sure what's really going to happen with our food. We're not really sure how things are going to pan out. So if you have the ability to kind of do a simple thing like this for a small investment, I think you're going to be well worth it to go pick up something like dill. Some fresh dill kind of can't hurt anybody. If that's not a flavor you like, then you might want to pick something else up, like rosemary. Again, another easy plant to grow, and it's nice to have harvest. You can easily harvest that. But again, it's a simple, easy investment that you can use relatively easily and throughout the year. So thanks for stopping by and checking us out again today. And if you haven't yet already, hit the subscribe button and maybe tell me what your favorite dill recipe is, or herb item that you'd like to have available to you, so that we can all share and see what we like to have around the house. So thanks for stopping by Gyroscope Farm and the Traveling Homesteader, and hope you come back soon.